This is wrestling en route to AEW Redemption in Montreal. And boy, we got a van, a cast of characters here as we head out. And we're going to be doing a couple things here in the van. We are glad you are along for the ride. We are glad that the super fan Ben Soubliere is here. By the way, Versage and Zach McGibbon are here. Zach, first of all, how are you? I gave Ben way too much of an intro for that, but he's driving.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of power here, so I sort of went to the front, but I should have said hello to you first.
I was going to say you went to the superfan first, then the co-host of the show.
Right.
But that's okay. It is a different environment with the van.
Yeah.
As I look, I got clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you, Versage. So I am fired up on this van trip, ready to go.
Had that in the holster since he got into the car. The super fan, Ben Soubliere, how you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for the Edge at WrestleMania introduction with complete with fireworks.
Yes, exactly. Holding your mic, because you are driving, is the one and only Tanner Reil, also sitting shotgun. Tanner, how you doing?
Doing good. Excited for this show today.
Yes, we all are, and we go to the back and look who's here.
They can't see anything though.
I know, but they hear your voice. That is the voice of Chris Holski. Christopher.
I'm so glad to be here. This is the best Sunday trip to church, and by church I mean Centre Bell.
Yeah,
that I can remember.
And sitting to your right, the Big Mac, Steve MacKenzie.
Good afternoon.
Part of OSN. How you doing?
Morning.
This is
I'm doing great.
This is a different journey for you.
It
the
sure
rest of us
is.
have done this before, but
Yeah.
your experience so far?
Great so far.
So far is the key words.
far.
Of
I
that.
actually was waiting for him to go on, and I was going to cut him right off,
Yeah.
but he 3-word answered me. So
He's getting used to broadcasting with you.
Exactly. So one of the things that we're going to do on our way to Montreal, which has been one, of course, of the hubs of professional wrestling in Canada for a very long time, we have decided that everyone in the van is going to come up with one match that has happened in this great country of ours here in Canada that they consider the very best match that's ever happened in our country. We're going to compile that list of 6, and then folks, sit back. The fireworks will go off because we're going to discuss, argue, Zach.
Yeah. I might flail my arms around, try to get my point across.
Yeah, we're going to try to come up with a unanimous 1 through 6. Somebody's match, Holski, is going to be last.
Whoa!
And
You don't know.
it's going to be a wild ride. We'll rank them, and we'll come up with a 1 through 6 order of the 6 greatest matches according to This Is Wrestling in the Van panel that's ever happened in this country. And we drew straws for 5 of us, but apparently the driver decided that he was going first. So
hit us with the not going to work for us, brother, and now here we are.
He is driving. I mean, he could always stop the vehicle
It's
if
true.
he doesn't get his way.
It's true. He's in very much control of this situation.
He is. So we're giving him the respect I think that he deserves. We're also in like Maxville St. Isidore right now, the host of the Highland Games, the Glengarry Highland Games. You guys ever thrown a...
If someone says something wrong, then they could be thrown out of the van like a caber.
Thank you.
Ooh, there you
Thank
go.
you, Chris Holski. All right. Ben Soubliere, the best match that's ever happened in Canada, according to you. It's a wide array of matches to pick from.
I really wanted to go with some Canadiana here and pick a Canadian for this spot, but I'm going to pick a match that many regard as one of the best matches in professional wrestling. And it is one that took place in the Skydome, WrestleMania, Rock versus Hogan. I think when you look at any match in the history of professional wrestling, this is one that gets put on the majority of lists as one of the most important matches in WrestleMania history, one of the best matches of professional wrestling. It is not a masterclass in in terms of a technical
No.
match, but it was electric.
Spectacle.
It was a spectacle. So with my first proposal, I am proposing that the best match to ever take place in Canada is Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania.
Okay, so I was going to say, like, is this a match quality thing? Is it the biggest spectacle that's ever happened? Most memorable moments in Canada? It can be whatever we want it to be. And I didn't quite realize, Zach, after the first suggestion, that we already had our number 6 slot figured out.
You are not as high on the Rock Hogan match.
I am not.
I respected it for the spectacle that it was. You know, when you do the question of if you were to show someone who's not a wrestling fan a wrestling match to really kind of exemplify it, my answer usually is don't show a non-wrestling fan a wrestling match because they're never going to get it if they haven't gotten it up to this point. But if I'm forced to show a wrestling match and I want to have somebody who's not a wrestling fan know what it's about, I would show them Rock Hogan, because you get the combination of spectacle, star power, big events, WrestleMania name. Like, it is in a way pro wrestling. And then if they do want to follow up with pro wrestling after that, then there's better matches that they could go and watch.
There is, eh?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
That is my opinion.
I didn't realize,
of course.
Ben, that you talked to Zach before to get him on your side about this.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying I'm trying to, like, help with the thought process
Right.
and how I see the match.
Yeah. Well, Ben does need help with his thought process, Zach. So
I don't need help with my thought process. I don't even like either of these guys. But it doesn't change how important this match is in the history of wrestling.
well, some people listening would agree with you.
Yeah.
And then there's me, Holski. Let's go to the back seat here, and we're gonna do Chris Holski, and then we're gonna get right to the Big Mac, the Mac truck, Steve MacKenzie, 2 and 3 coming up.
All right, there are a couple of matches that I think that other people are going to pick, so I don't want to take those off the board.
Oh.
Even though I think they might actually be better and might be the best matches I've ever seen in Canada. So I'm going to take one that I'm not sure somebody is going to pick.
Okay.
That would be 1997, Calgary, Alberta, during the Stampede, at Canadian Stampede.
Nice.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, Goldust, Ken Shamrock, and the Road Warriors against Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Davey Boy Smith, Brian Pillman, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Wow. I like it. You know why I liked it? Because that was also my holster in case my match that I was going to pick was already going to be selected. So it's a great selection.
So what? Oh, well, hold on. You don't get a vote just because it's a great selection. Why do you get to chime in first?
I didn't say put it on the list. I said, hey, that's a great. Let's.
Are you
discuss
gradually trying to take credit for every single match selection?
Yes!
Because you just stumped for Rock versus Hogan.
Yeah.
So
jumping hot stuff.
So Chris,
Yes.
why?
Okay. First of all, above everything else,
Why?
Yeah, despite
we need the why.
Don't even. No.
it's a very well-worked 10-man tag to start. I thought that for one thing, it starts off as a brawl, which is what it should have been. And a lot of that has to do with how great the atmosphere was for that match.
Right.
It's just like really what it was. The quality of the work itself and some of the storytelling they did during the course of it, like Steve Austin exiting the match, returning to the match, the brawl with the Hart family at ringside. That all built, I think, on what was already happening with the atmosphere there. My favorite part of that match is before it even gets started, where after all of Team USA is standing in the ring during the height of the Canada versus United States, or really the Hart Foundation and the world versus the United States feud, where gradually, one at a time, each member of the Hart Foundation enters the arena, starting with Pillman, with the giant smile on his face, even though he's supposed to be playing really the most crazy, insane, evil guy in the company at that point. He can't help but smile like an idiot during the entire time. Then Anvil enters, and it gets louder. Then Davey Boy and Diana Hart-Smith enter, and it gets louder. Then Owen enters, and it gets louder. And then when Bret Hart's music hits, the entire place just explodes, and I get a lump in my throat whenever I watch that. In terms of the importance of the career, it feels like the last big moment of Bret Hart's life, of Owen Hart's life, of Davey Boy Smith's life, of Jim Neidhart's life, of Brian Pillman's life, before everything started to go down and very quickly, unfortunately for so many of them. When Brett taps Owen on the chest before walking to the ring, I the first few times that I watched that, in retrospect after it happened, tears welling up kind of stuff. And then the match itself is spectacular. It's the best 10-man tag I think I've ever seen.
So Chris Holski could talk about paint drying on a wall.
I was gonna say, I'm about to run through a wall.
And convince you that it's the greatest spectacle of this paint drying on the wall that you've ever heard, and you're like, that is a hell of an explanation for a boring ass match.
Whoa!
But no, he's convinced me. I'm like, I need to go.
YouTubing it later.
I need to go back and watch this.
I remember the family brawl now.
Yeah.
But
Okay. All right. So vote number 2, the 10-man tag. Steve MacKenzie. This went a little bit like you're a new wrestling guy, but you still have some Canadian.
I took a hiatus.
A hiatus.
So I'm glad Chris told that story, because I was thinking one of the last major events I went to was a Monday Night Raw in November of 1997 in Ottawa, Ontario, which was after, in my opinion, one of the reverberations, if you will, the fallout from this match of Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series the night before, and being there the next night in Ottawa and no one really knowing, and everybody was there because, they just been in Montreal the night before. Throughout the whole night, there was a buzz in the building. Even when they turned that Bret Hart was coming back, there was no way what had happened, the screw job, and as we all know, and Chris touched on it. Bret was never the same after that. A lot of things, and that once I kind of put 2 and 2 together, my interest, because I was a Bret Hart fan, I had no problem, admitting that. And once, especially at 16, I thought they screwed him, and that really, I kind of started to stop. My interest started declining. It was there a bit with Stone Cold and the rest of those guys, but I think, and especially you look back now, the fallout from that match, and here we are, talking 20 years later, and, the trust
later,
and...
which is crazy.
Right. Correct. To me, that's one of the, and to have it happen in Canada, now Montreal, not Calgary, I can't imagine, I've been to the Saddle Dome, but
so Zach, what Steve's done is a veteran move for a rookie guy.
Yes.
He's taken one of the biggest nights in wrestling history in the screw job in Montreal, which I was at in the second row, and he's basically taken that but put it onto the next night in Ottawa and grouping it all together as one.
Yes.
Which is going to make him look pretty good in the end.
I was gonna help out his point.
The gentleman sitting next to me.
I was going to age you all a little bit with this, because I know the exact date you're talking about for that Monday Night Raw, November 10th, 1997. The reason why I know this, Steve MacKenzie.
Yeah, go on.
I was born 2 days later.
No way.
Yes.
Wow. I remember getting
Does that
home.
make you feel old? Makes me feel old.
That's close to 30 years ago now.
Well, how he felt today, I feel old, when I woke up.
So,
but that is, because I was in grade 10. I was 15.
Teacher strike.
So is the match selection then?
We'll give him the weekend.
Okay.
The screw job, and
you know what? I think that's
because
right.
I was in the building in Ottawa the next night as well. And to Steve's point,
but you were there. So were you?
Yeah.
We all were there. Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I was in Montreal.
And then you came here.
Then Ottawa. Then Cornwall. They did a Raw taping the following night for the next week. I was at all 3 shows. But the buzz in the Corral Center at the time was one of the most palpable feelings of uncomfortableness that I've ever been around. Going, I was in Montreal. We don't quite, as you said, you don't have your fingers on the pulse of exactly, but you know what happened, shouldn't have happened, and Bret's leaving, but you didn't have the entire story, and you were in Ottawa, and you just felt this tension that everybody was feeling. The wrestlers were feeling it, the fans were feeling it, everyone was feeling it, and to say it's the most memorable thing I think that's ever happened in Canada for sure. So it's a good pick. We go to the shotgun seat now, and Tanner Reil has been waiting anxiously, kind of looking back Notice what I've done here. The This Is Wrestling hosts, the last two, giving ample opportunity for people in the van. Tanner.
Yep.
Wow, what a tee up there. Yeah, I'm just trying to be a part of things while sitting up here with Ben, but I like riding shotgun. It's great. When I think about matches in Canada and ones specifically that I attended, there's one that stands out. It was Survivor Series 2016 weekend. And it for damn sure wasn't the Survivor Series show. It was the NXT TakeOver the night before.
I was going to say Bill
yes,
Goldberg
yes.
and Brock is on it.
Get your stuff in, Tanner.
Yeah, there was Goldberg
Finally,
and Brock
Mickey
on
James
that
versus
show.
Asuka. No.
I think Roman Reigns speared the shit out of Shane McMahon in that big 5-on-5. Yeah, not much else to remember from that show, really. I think it was their first Raw versus SmackDown one or whatever after that brand split. But besides the point, NXT at the point, that's just some of my favorite wrestling overall. And the match I'm talking about is for the Tag Team Championships. It was DIY versus the Revival. DIY's big crowning moment, them winning the NXT Tag Team Championships. The Revival tapping out at the same time when they're reaching for each other and trying to stop each other from doing it. And going in, at least for me, it felt like a real sleeper on the card that turned out to be the best match on the night. And it reminded you that when WWE tries, they can still do good tag team wrestling, although it's very few and far between. But everything I love about tag team wrestling, and obviously predating an amazing feud between Gargano and Ciampa that eventually would happen in the years afterwards. So yeah, I'm going with Gargano and Ciampa winning the NXT Tag Team Championships over the Revival at TakeOver Toronto 2016.
I've watched that match a couple of times. I remember watching it live and then going back and watching it going, oh my God, it is one of the best tag team matches to me, ever. It's in that. So now it's just you and I.
Yep.
We have, count them.
We have the WrestleMania 18.
We have 3 WWE and a NXT WWE.
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
I'm going next.
I think I have a feeling where you're going to go here.
Because we are going to finally get off the WWE train at this point. And I was almost going to go back to, I was there at Maple Leaf Gardens when Iron Mike Sharp beat SD Jones and I Canada's greatest athlete.
You can still hear the grunting.
Right. And Billy Red Lion said, don't you dare miss it. And I did. No. So I did used to go to Maple Leaf Gardens all the time. A lot of Hogan Kamalas. A lot of I remember seeing Savage and Steamboat there, and Savage and Santana, and some of those matches. As a kid, that was my scene. I love those matches between Savage, Steamboat, Savage, Tito Santana at Maple Leaf Gardens. But let's go back to June of 2023.
Was it 2022? Or
No,
2023? Just 2023.
it was 23.
Yeah.
Why, Zach? Because 10 days before that, I was working for a former employer.
Yes.
And at that point, I was not.
Yes.
It was very memorable in my time. However, we took a trip down to Forbidden Door 2023 AEW, and the co-main events were Kenny Omega against Will Ospreay for the New Japan United States Heavyweight title. And then after that was Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada. I have never seen anything like Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega live before. Some of the things that they were able to do in that match, Will Ospreay defeated Kenny Omega that night with the help of Don Callis and the Screwdriver, but it was one of those, I'll always remember it vividly, being there going, I've never seen anything like this before. And then when you go back and you watch something on tape that you were there live for, and to get an appreciation for it in a different way the second time, to me, it's one of the greatest matches ever, and especially for me, the greatest match I've ever seen live. So the fact that it happened in Toronto and can be on this list, this is one of the matches that I would show an incoming wrestling fan to go, yeah, there's the WWE stuff, but there's also this. And I would show people Will Ospreay. and Kenny Omega for Forbidden Door 2023. So I'm putting it on the list. Zach, what is your final selection before we start arguing?
Well, clearly this has been set up against me, because that should have been gone right away.
Zach, I have an offer for you.
Okay.
I have an offer for
All
you.
right.
You were talking about how you were considering having the 10-man Canadian Stampede tag match.
Yep.
I would give you that one because I could offer a substitute.
No. You made your selection. Everybody made their selection. Then Lee saw an opportunity and said, "No, I'm not going to go last as the host of this program. I'm going to go second last and make sure that Zach is last because I know I want to say Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay is the best match. I know how this works." And then he acts all surprised that I put out the conspiracy victim moniker.
This is a minute soliloquy about how my pick is going to end up being number one on this
It is
list.
going to be number one.
Yeah.
I know how this works. Clearly, you all discussed this beforehand.
Not unless we all conspire just to
It was
spite
all,
Lee.
yes, a conspiracy victim. I'm
What
Jericho
is your
outside.
pick, Zach McGibbon?
I've had two matches at the top of my head that I was thinking, like, one that I was there live for and the other I was not there live for, but I feel like there's a bit of a connection because he's one of my favorite pro wrestlers of all time. So I could do the Smarky pick, but I think I'll have to go with Bret Hart versus Ric Flair in Saskatchewan when Bret won the title.
Oh, okay.
That's a really solid match, and not only because of the match, but also because it started the trajectory of Bret Hart getting into the main event scene, being what we know he is the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. And the rivalry between he and Flair, like, it's funny, they've had good matches in the past, and I know this is not going to help me in terms of it getting on the list, but it's funny that those two are so good, and you look at the matches that they had, and they're really solid, but a lot of people say it could have been even better. I think that just goes to show the caliber of wrestler they are. But in terms of like moment and match itself, two quality wrestlers, especially for WWF TV tapings at that time, that sort of caliber of match being on TV. So I'm going to pick Bret winning the title off of Ric Flair on that Saskatchewan.
What was your
taping.
smarmy pick going to be, dare I ask?
So my smarky pick, and I think Holski might enjoy this pick, would have been the FTR versus Bobby Roode, Chad Gable tag match at the house show that was in Ottawa a few
That
years
was a
ago.
really good match. That's the one they did around the circuit, and it was a really good tag
There was
match.
there was a lot of talk that these guys were just being given 30 minutes and just going out there and just having tremendous matches. And if you were to ask FTR about those matches, they'd say, like, you know, that was some of their best work in that tag match because they were just given the freedom to go out there and do what they wanted. I remember I'd never seen a house show match that good, something that you could easily put onto a pay-per-view in my mind. So that was going to be my Sparky pick, but I'm going to pick Bret Hart.
All right, so let's go back to Ben Soubliere.
Zach, did you just propose a TV taping match and a dark match?
Yes.
Zach, what are we doing here?
You said Rock. You had first, and you could have picked Ospreay and Omega, and you had said what? Rock Hogan. Don't lecture me about what quality of matches that I picked.
I'm just happy Hogan Warrior didn't show up on the list.
I was not going to pick Hogan.
I'm
Warrior.
surprised nobody
WrestleMania.
picked Hart Foundation versus the Bolsheviks.
WrestleMania Skydome. 69.
Nice.
Depends on who you talk to. If it's Hogan, it's probably 100,000
Yeah.
Hulkamaniacs.
It's not a
running
great match.
wild
It's not a great
at the
match.
Skydome. One of the most important matches in wrestling history. And you're proposing a TV taping match and
That
a dark
set
show
off
match.
Bret Hart to be one of the big world champions of the WWF. Yes.
That both Bret Hart and Ric Flair despise.
Yes.
Let's get Tanner's opinion on Tanner. You've heard the list now of 6. What, give me a first thought on the list, like maybe top 3 for you.
Oh, man.
We need some perspective here, right? Like, Tanner's calm.
He's
not
a relaxed
He's
presence.
not yelling like you.
Well, I got attacked by Ben Soubliere.
Doesn't mean you have to attack back, Zach.
Yes, it does. What? Oh, I should just lie down there? Like it's an MMA match?
Take your finger poke of doom and lay down.
I'm gonna be more than Jeff Jarrett and bash at the beach and just lie down, then get right back up and walk to the back.
Tanner, perspective.
Wow, a lot to take in here.
I know.
We got a dark match. We got a couple matches I haven't seen. I won't
didn't
lie.
pick a dark match. I said it was.
So you didn't land on the dark match. You landed
No,
on the other
I
Brett
said
one.
I picked Bret Hart and Ric Flair.
Just a top 3 in your mind, because arguing about 4, 5, and 6.
I think for me, number 1 would probably be the Forbidden Door match. And I know for you guys, it's probably even higher because you were there, and I unfortunately wasn't. I was moving that weekend, but that's my taste of wrestling. Just Omega Ospreay in there. Fantastic match. That's what I look for in wrestling.
It's mind-blowing that we came up with 5 WWE matches.
I know.
And I'm the only guy that's like, hey, I don't know, AEW. Okay, Ben? Like top 1, top 2?
So for me, there's no debate about what is in the top 3.
Okay.
And for me, the top 3 is, again, I don't like either of these guys.
Yeah, you
but
don't need to put yourself over
you
again.
You need to have Hogan and Rock at Skydome WrestleMania in your top 3. You need Ospreay and Omega in that top 3. And you need the DIY FTR tag match in that top 3, in my opinion. The rest, you can just sort out at the bottom of the list because they were just uninspiring choices.
Well, hold on. Like, you're going to put a match with Rock Hogan. Like, I'm not even going to debate you. I don't like those guys. I didn't think it was as great as other people think. But no one can ignore the spectacle part of it and how important it was to, the wrestling community and what happened. But if you're going to make that match and put that at the highest level because of the spectacle and the importance of the match, the screw job has to be there as well. It's one of the most memorable things that's ever happened in the world of pro wrestling ever. It changed the trajectory and the course of so many things.
Meanwhile, the match
Lee,
was bad.
But Lee, what do you think about that match?
What?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Wow. You walked right into that one, Lee.
The fact of the matter is,
I'm gonna go back to
Poor Tanner Reil
I'm
holding the
gonna
microphone.
go back to Holski here. And Chris, you asked me a question, which is the same as Ben. You just did it in a completely different, rude way. Well, what do you think about the match? I think the match sucked with Hogan and Rock. I think it fucking sucked. Okay, just like the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart match wasn't good, but the spectacle at the end of like the screw job happening was the moment.
Well, you're not entertained.
The wrestling sucked ass with Hogan and Rock, but the crowd for some reason was really into it. And I can't deny that, but the match was terrible. It had Hulk Hogan in it.
I think that they did.
Are you out of your mind?
I'll defend it to a degree because given the limitations that Hogan was having in the ring at that time, and let's face it,
Stop. This whole discussion is about the greatest matches, and then we're like, well, the limitations of Hogan, like, that's the whole point.
If you were to go around North America, though, or even the world, and ask somebody to name what was the best match to ever happen in Canada, I think a lot of people, I think the majority of people, are going to say Hogan versus The Rock because they remember it.
I've never pictured you as the guy that runs with the rest of the world and their thoughts, Chris Holski.
Well,
but I guess you are a lemming just like them. Okay? Holy cow!
Fired
I'll
up.
take it so.
Yeah,
Right.
you're Chris. I think of you as this, like, you like to give opposing thoughts. You like to give different perspectives.
Can I offer a different perspective there?
I would love for you to offer. Well, the whole world would pick it.
Yes. Okay. So just given the, I regret my choice now for 10-man tag because Zach would have taken it, and I think that both of his choices are definitely below the Canadian Stampede main event on the totem pole.
Wow.
And I wish that I had said Ring of Honor 2010 Death Before Dishonor in the Ted Reeves sweat hole, the main event between Tyler Black and Davey Richards, which was amazing. I think that even Meltz gave it. He either gave it 5 or he gave it 4 3/4 back before he lost his mind and gave everything 5 or 4 3/4 or 9.5 stars or what have you.
Before Dave-flation became a thing.
Yes, but things have obviously moved on. So Lee, to help calm you down,
Okay.
I am going to say that the greatest match that I have ever ever seen, that has ever happened in Canada, that I think has ever happened in North America, period, is your pick between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door in 2023. My runner-up, Tanner DIY versus The Revival. That match was incredible. Those are the two best matches I've ever seen live. The third best match I've ever seen live was Tyler Black against Davey Richards.
This is unbelievable. You know, Lee made such a great pick with the first. Yeah, because everyone else was like, I don't want to make the obvious, so I want to try and bring something to the table. And here comes Lee Versage. He's like, as the host, controlling the conversations. Like, this is my opportunity to cash in on Zach.
I'm not gonna take that. I was 5th in a 6-person. Like, I was not first. I was not second. I was 5th. And you're mad at my pick at 5.
No, I'm not. I'm mad that you saw an opportunity as the host of this very program.
Well, you know what this is? This is just good long-term storytelling.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to propose throughout the car.
Yes.
An order of number 1, Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega.
Yes.
Hold on, Zach. I don't need comment.
Yes.
Number 2, I'm going to put, and I usually don't do this, but I'm going to put Rock Hogan and Screwjob together as
one
of, like, because they're both like the biggest spectacles maybe in Canada, and they're both terrible matches, but the importance of both of those matches is undeniable across the country of Canada.
Yes.
And then number 3, we'll put the tag match of DIY and the Revival.
That's absolutely the top 3.
And then that actually covers 4 of the 6.
Yeah.
And we just get rid of Zach's picks, and we're pretty much done.
See, this is how it works. This is how it works.
I would like the proposal.
And then you're like, oh, conspiracy victim, Zach. You're making too much of this.
We've also thrown out the 10-man tag.
Which is a great pick. That should be in that.
So the other one that we're throwing out is the other one that Zach would have picked.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I would just a vote, Tanner, on the proposal that I had of Omega Ospreay 1, the spectacle of Hogan Rock and the Screwjob tied for 2 because of what they meant to the business, and then the DIY Revival match 3 as our top 3.
Yeah, I think I can get on board with that.
Okay, Ben?
No.
Okay,
How
why?
can you all call yourselves Canadians?
That doesn't work for
Bret
me,
Hart getting his
brother.
first world title win.
Okay, it doesn't work for you. Why?
Because I think they're two completely different things.
What? The Hogan Rock and
Yeah.
the Screwjob?
Yeah. I don't think there's enough connective tissue there to lump them together. So I think you still have to rank them separately.
Okay, Holski?
I'd still want to put DIY Revival at number 2 on that list. It did the impossible. It did the impossible. That match. You talk about impact. It got Johnny Gargano over in a city. He's not over anywhere right now.
Yeah.
But when he came back to WWE in Toronto, huge pop. Where was it that he and Tommaso Ciampa won the WWE Tag Team Championships? Yeah. It was in Toronto. That match got Johnny Gargano over somewhere. I'm not sure he's even over in the state of Ohio.
Oh, boy. Steve MacKenzie, an outside perspective would be great. There you go, Chris. You got to give him the microphone.
Well, with my limited...
But you've heard the arguments.
Happy. Yep. I agree with Chris. And you dug a dog off a meat truck. Is it the radio thing? Like,
yeah.
You have...
He's not bad at it.
He's pretty good at this thing.
Yeah, like... I mean, I'm more of a, back against the wall. I can speak but that's impressive. And sometimes less is more, and I'm going to give it back to Chris because of my limited resources.
Okay, Zach,
I'm not better than that.
How do you, after you've heard all the arguments now, and I know you conspiracies, but what do you actually think? Do you think there's connective tissue between the Hogan Rock Screwjob?
The Hogan Rock screw job?
The Hogan Rock and the screw job. Do you think there's
a
enough
connective
tissue? We're still on the mics, guys. Okay, not your turn.
It's all
Connective tissue between Rock, Hogan, screw job for it to be like paired as one.
As in like spectacle.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be separate personally.
Okay.
But
there's a proposal.
Yeah.
What are the proposal?
Yep.
Okay, so your order would be what?
Number 1, the Ospreay Omega match.
That's a good choice.
That you picked.
My
Because
pick.
everyone else was like for some reason too scared to get that at number 1, like the clear number 1. Could you imagine at a draft? It's like, well, I don't know. I don't want the number 1 pick.
This isn't a competition except for between 2 people.
I've watched Steve pick Scotland in a World Cup, so yes, I do understand.
so like.
By the way, I
how
did.
this
By the
works.
way, I don't know if you guys know, I won the World Cup pool on OSS.
He's only reminded us 1,000 times. But yes, number
Probably
1.
now.
Number 1, the Omega Ospreay match. Number 2, the DIY Revival match. Number 3, I think with Rock Hogan, I think that's got to be number 3. Just for impact, I'm still kind of annoyed you all are just downplaying Bret Hart's the greatest Canadian wrestler of all time, and you're just downplaying. It was his first title reign, and not only just led a generation of the WWF.
If Bret Hart were in this van,
yes,
there's no way he would pick that match.
no,
He would pick
on Canadian soil.
No, he would pick a ladder match between him and Dynamite Kid that maybe
Yes.
2,000
It's
people
Stampede.
saw.
He would pick his Owen match. At
Yeah, the Owen
WrestleMania.
match. Yeah.
Yeah, but that didn't happen in Canada.
But in terms of Canadian matches, like certainly would pick the screw job. But anyway, I think Rock Hogan is 3, and then
Okay.
I knew how this was gonna work. I wasn't gonna get in the top 4, whatever. So I thought I'll bring something interesting and unique into the perspective, but clearly not. Just shot down like a World War II bomber. So it's okay. That's fine.
Jesus.
And so that's not true.
It's getting a little carried away.
Fired up. So anyway, but yeah, that's my top 3.
Okay, so I'll propose the new list. See if everyone can agree. Omega Ospreay 1, DIY Revival 2,
Yep.
Hogan Rock 3, Screwjob 4. The Screwjob's got to be ahead of a 10-man tag and a dark match. On a
I
TV
think you are
taping.
downplaying that 10-man tag a little too hard.
The Screwjob, though. Michael's Hart, one of the most famous incidents ever in the history of
Yes.
pro wrestling.
But not.
You want a 10-man tag above that?
It was one of the defining tags of that era of wrestling, of that 96 to 98.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's like we were talking about the crowd earlier with WrestleMania 18.
Okay. How do we feel up front about that, Tanner? Ben?
I have the tag match at number 4 firmly, and the screw job at number 5. If only because, yes, we talked about like the technical work and how good the match is, but like the match should be better when it's Michaels and Hart. And there's, because of the controversy around the finish and everything else that kind of happened in and around it, I placed it a little bit lower. If we were talking about like significant moments that happened, that's one thing, but we're talking about the actual match. So for me, I go with the 10-man tag at number 4 and the screwjob match at number 5.
I just have such a hard time with this because, we're not talking about moments, we're talking about the match, but then we have Hogan Rock in there, which is all about the moment and not about the match. No, everyone's all quiet now all of a sudden, eh? Everyone's got
I
nothing
think
to
in this
say.
case, I think you're being outvoted.
Yeah, I see that. And that's fine. Okay, do we have a consensus then? Of Omega Ospreay 1,
Yep.
Revival DIY 2, Hogan Rock 3, 10-man tag 4, Screwjob 5, and whatever the hell Zach picked 6.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I will.
Steve?
Yeah.
Steve, your Screwjob in Ottawa night deserves higher. I just want to
I think so, too.
on the record, the host of This Is Wrestling agrees with you.
Honorable mention to
Yeah,
CM
apparently.
Punk and FTR versus what would become the Bang Bang Gang / Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah, that was a
Hot-
fun
You forgot
tag
Ricky
match.
Starks in that, but yeah.
Hot crowd.
Yeah. The match was good. That was a good match. I like
I
that.
don't even think I hate Hangman and Fletcher from All Out last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick.
Yeah.
Danielson versus Okada was really good. It's just that the entire crowd was completely worn out by the time that match happened.
Yeah.
And he broke his arm in the middle of it, and it was definitely a little different after he broke his arm.
For sure.
But as Chris would say, toodaloo-doo.
I was also thinking of the debut Dynamite in Toronto. Tanner and I were at with. I was thinking about the Orange Cassidy versus Pac match. That was pretty good, but I didn't think it was strong enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot I remember about the match. Like the moment was cool, but
Yeah, it was a good match, but it was something that I didn't feel was strong enough.
Yeah, I was a little let down, I think, by those Dynamite tapings. The best of it was probably Hangman and Moxley, but that was not even a match.
The promo was good.
Promo.
Well, this has been your top 6 wrestling matches / moments / spectacles in Canada in history, and what people are going to remember. You talk about moments and what people will remember. People will remember that Lee's pick was first and Zach's was last. This has been another edition on the road of This Is Wrestling.